Good morning, good evening, everyone. So today we have our student, Dr. Ashish Sethi, and he's had a very unique journey with, I would say, more than multiple attempts. But he's now matched into fellowship, and he wanted to share his tips and guidance with you all, especially when it comes to older year of graduation as an IMG with multiple attempts. And so, how do you enter the system? So, welcome, Ashish.
Thank you, Pawan. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
So let's start with a bit of a background about you. You know, your year of graduation, overview of the journey, attempts, and then we'll move on.
Yes, Pawan. I am a foreign graduate. I did my medical school in India. I graduated MBBS in 2010. After that, I did my residency in internal medicine in India between a period of 2011 and 2014. Post residency, I was continuing working. I worked for 5 years after the residency from 2014 to 2019. I worked as an intensivist for first 3 years after completing residency. And then I was an attendee for 2 years in a corporate hospital in India. I moved here in 2019 in United States and started my journey of applying into residency. I joined, I got a position of a research fellow in Pittsburgh. And since I already did my internal medicine residency, I wanted to move further in my career to explore more knowledge and get good exposure. I worked in medical oncology as a research fellow in 2019. I got an opportunity to learn many things, did many research and publications. I had some very good mentors who helped me throughout my journey being in the US. Apart from research fellow, I was also very active in other clinical experiences, which I got because I know that being a physician, it's very important to be in touch with clinical experience, not just doing research.
Right.
So that helped me making more contacts, and it helped me in networking. I did clinical experience in endocrinology, whatever I got a chance in, be it in ER, be it in family medicine community program. I continued my clinical experience.
So let's talk now about your challenges. I mean, you know, then you started your USMLE journey. You had a lot of hiccups because of the attempts and all, and some of the other challenges. So tell us about that aspect of your struggle and how you overcame.
It was never easy to begin with, since I knew that number one was the year of graduation. I knew that is what I cannot change since I graduated in 2014. So I knew from the very beginning that I have to be active in United States and have to grab whatever opportunity I get. And also, I had a red flag of multiple attempts in the USMLE exams. I have more than 3 attempts, and but still, I knew my red flags well, and I need to cover them off with my research opportunities and just be good in the networking with whatever I had. And I know it was like one attempt is okay. People do consider you might have a wrong day, and but more than 3 attempts was something I really had to work on. So I made sure that I have a good publication histories in research, because in the United States research is very important. And being in medical oncology, which is full of research, it helped my CV to quite an extent, which program directors and other people noticed about.
So just to be clear, you have matched into a fellowship.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, and then, of course, after completing the fellowship, you will try to get back into the residency track.
Absolutely, yes. I'm happy to inform I matched in infectious disease fellowship without having completed residency right now. Uh, and it is all thanks to you for all your suggestions and how to go about it, uh, how to be in touch with the program, even off track cycle, which was very important. And the important is to show the keen interest into the program. Like I've been emailing all the programs, many of them never responded, but yes, some will respond if you have a good credentials, if you have a home country residency experience. Somebody will look at your application and will give you a call or maybe an email that I want to talk to you. And the keen interest, the constant interest is important into that program. And also step 3 is a very important landmark. You have to do step 3 so that even the fellowship programs also feel confident, uh, and it helps in the licensing and credentialing later on.
So let's talk about networking and some of the other challenges. So one challenge was your multiple attempts. The other was the year of graduation. What were the other challenges that you had to overcome for a successful match? Was it networking? Was it just getting in front of the PD? What were these challenges? Or focus on a single specialty? What all did you have to go through?
Networking is also not easy, Pawan. You have to have something in your bucket to have a good networking. Just meeting somebody one day and you said you have a good networking doesn't help. You have to show your work to the other person, so that if you reach out to some person, they can suggest some other person. Because you have some strong work, like I did a lot of case reports and review articles, so people then start coming to me saying, hey, do you want a case report, do you want to write case report for me? And then people talk, they get a feeling that okay, this guy is hardworking, and then they'll really listen to you, and then they are ready to write good letters about you, who you are, how you have overcome your attempts and red flags. So then you get a good LORs. Otherwise, it's just not about meeting people. It's you have to show your work, what you have. It's like your work speaks much higher than what you speak. So you have to, with all your obstacles, how you have to work well, and results are important. That is what I felt. I would suggest focusing on one specialty is the key, but I know many people have different opinions in going this approach. Like if you want to apply for multiple specialty, then you have to be master of it. Like for myself, I did apply in 2020 in multiple specialties in internal medicine and pathology. It was a completely different. These were two completely different branches, but it was not just like I just want to apply in pathology just for the sake of getting into pathology. It was more like you have to be in pathology, what is going on, how important the surgical pathology is. Everything is about the link. Even if you want to apply, it's all about the link, what you have seen, what you have learned, and what is your plan in that branch moving forward. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult with multiple specialty. But again, one specialty helps. Going to national conferences is very important. You get to meet a lot of people in these conferences, and one specialty you can bring up with so many things, with your experience and exposures, what you have seen. And like now I just applied in family medicine and I know how to go about it. But I also applied off track fellowship, But like this year, I was thinking for family medicine, and then I attended the national conferences and did ER rotations because I know family medicine brings ER is a good way of getting match into family medicine because you get all kind of patients in ER, be it pediatrics, women's care, preventive medicine, which is very important. But one specialty is the key for one.
Okay. And how did you balance, full-time research with rotations? How was that working out?
Like I had to do approximate hours every day in my work. Like I and but I was little fortunate as well from my faculty to give time off to concentrate for my ERAS application as well. But it initially I had to show my dedication, my hard work, so that my faculty developed a kind of trust and faith in me that this guy is working everywhere, so he has to be taken care of. Initially, if you start showing results, they will like you and they can be liberal to you in many ways so that you can work in different aspects. But if you are just not giving them results, then it's difficult. So working hard from day one is important, and sincerity is important.
Okay. Well, so how did Sarthi and your mentor help in all this journey of yours?
I was applying for 2 years. I applied in 2020 and 2019, and I did whatever I had in my hands. I thought I never left any stone unturned. But then I thought, I need to do a different approach going forward this year. And when I came to know about Sarthi and team, I remember still like in 2021, I approached Sarthi in April, and it was very important for me to just start as soon as the match cycle. I mean, after the match cycle. I mean, it helped me just to be in with the Sarthi team, how they are functioning and what are their ideas and steps to move forward for the match. I think joining Sarthi in April helped me a lot, gave me a lot of ideas. And Pawan, you and your team I developed confidence because of you, to be honest, because I didn't know what I have to do. And because what I thought I did everything, but you gave me more ideas on how networking is more important, how program outreach is very important. Not even during the ERA cycle, but off the ERA cycle. Then you gave me idea about fellowship, which I never thought of. And because I had home country residency, so which I also tried off track, applying to all the programs in FRIDA. In FRIDA, they do mention that it is ACGME accredited, but you have to go out and sell yourself, even like out of reach, like out of ERAS. There will be some vacant spots in fellowship programs as well. Nephrology, infectious disease, geriatrics. I did get a lot of feedbacks from the program coordinators by applying this way, and I got few positive responses as well. But I matched in infectious disease then.
Good. So what would be your parting tips, 2-3 main tips for applicants like yourself who may be applying in the coming season, who may be very dejected and, for various reasons with red flags and all? What is your main tip?
Pawan, you have to be master on what you're applying. You have to know the program. You have to know the details, small details about the program, what they are looking for into the program. It's not like, for example, pathology. I mean, why someone from a clinical side wants to do pathology? So you have to link everything. Since I was in medical oncology, I had attended a lot of tumor boards, and from there I got to know how pathology is very important in medical oncology in setting up the treatment. And then I went into surgical pathology. I see what is happening in with every tumor. So you have to know the small details about each program, be it family medicine, internal medicine, what they are looking for, what is your long-term plan, and there has to be a link with everything. Is my thinking what I know is the best approach. Also, one specialty helps a lot. It takes off the burden a lot, and you can concentrate in just one area. Applying to national conferences. If you get a chance to present a poster or any publication at the conferences, also helps a lot, which I did at the ASCO in oncology. So it helps. It shows that somewhere in the CV it will come that you are active and still working hard despite your red flags, and continuity in the clinical side is also very important.
Thank you very much, Ashish. This is very, very helpful. I think will be very, very motivating for other applicants. So thank you and good luck in your journey.
Thank you, Pawan. Thank you very much.